MODELMIND72 doing a screaming burnout of the Wicked Wizard Garage, coming straight at you with another episode of MODELMIND72 Channel Talk. This is episode 10. We made it to the big 1-0. And just want to give a big shout out to all my subscribers and everybody that drops by. I know time's valuable, and I appreciate your time dropping in and checking on me. All the comments, all the questions, just the whole community is an amazing group of people, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. I was just looking this morning at my subscribers, and I'm getting close to 300 subscribers, which is just blowing my model mind. But what I would like to do is, if I do make it to 300, I'd like to do a subscriber build, which would be basically I would get a model and build it to the subscribers specs. Everybody would get to vote and say, you know, the first 5 or the first 6 out of 10 votes, we would go with that on the rims, you know, on the wheels, on the theme, the paint. You know, the whole build would be basically the subscribers telling me, you know, what way they want this car. And I think that to me is an inspiration to build. You know, you guys telling me what way you want it. That's awesome. So I'm really close. So if I'll keep looking and checking, and if it happens, I'll pick out a few kits and bring them here and let you guys vote on which kit, and we'll go from there. Another thing I'd like to say is, oh, by the way, I'm sitting here with the spectacular 1955 Nomad Pro Sportsman. Just such a cool model. The Beastmaster. Finally done. Yeah, one thing I'd like to discuss is back in the early 90s, I used to race 124, 125 scale models. I would actually build them to roll, and I had this homemade track. And I'd put them side by side, kind of like the Pine Valley, you know, wood cars, and let them go. But they were actually built model cars, 124, 125 scale, and they would race. But I still have the world champion from the early 90s that I'd like to maybe. I've been thinking about maybe building a few more to add, to actually roll, and maybe make a track and maybe film like some drags, you know. Maybe do some two gassers, like some gasser wars. You know, just, you know, we can have different classes. If it grows and catches on, maybe guys can build their own with, you know, all the specs being, you know, you got to use these tires, this chassis, whatnot. But you can do your body paint and all that. But you know, send them in the mail to me. I'll film them racing, and we can have like a champion. And you know, who knows? It could grow into this big, gigantic event, or it could, you know, I can just build a few and race them, and you guys can tune in here and there and catch out, you know, who's shutting who down. Just an idea to throw out there. It was a lot of fun for me back in the 90s. I don't have all the cars that I built for the racing purposes, but I still do have the champion and a couple of other ones. Just want to throw that out there. You can leave your comments down below if you Got any ideas on what you think about that? Yeah, I just want to talk a moment about starting out and modeling for the new guys out there and gals that decide that they want to start modeling. It's really therapeutic on a lot of different levels. And when you first start out, you don't have the skills and sometimes the means to buy, supplies and paints, and there's so many facets to the hobby, which in all due respect makes it fascinating. That's what makes the hobby so fascinating, is all the different aspects of modeling combined together to give you a piece of art that when somebody sees it, it makes them say, "Oh my God, look at this, you know, look what this person just built." I get a lot of questions from guys saying that they want to be able to build like this person, or they want to be able to build like that person, and they find it very discouraging that their skills are not up to par in certain areas. And I just want to give a heartfelt um, condolences to you builders, you new builders, younger builders, and new builders, that I want to submit to you that wherever you are in your skill level, it's a blessing, because every model is a lesson to be learned. So every build, you gather knowledge as you go. And in time, through building and building and building, your repertoire will grow, your skills will grow, your inspiration will grow. Everything will come to you in time. Okay, this is not like an overnight thing by any means. Painting just by itself, it takes many, many years and a lot of trial and error, to get anywhere near being, a great painter. As far as scratch building goes, it's all about scratch building, your first set of headers. We've all been there. All of us have been there at one point. And what I'm suggesting is, stay the course. If you really enjoy the hobby and you're going to be in it for the long run, stay the course and always walk away from the bench if you're not feeling it. A lot of rule of thumb to me is, if the model didn't speak to me that day and ask me, hey Chuck, can you build me a set of headers today? If the model didn't ask for it, a lot of times I don't mess with the model. I really only build the model that's talking to me that day and wants me to build it the way it wants to be built. Or if I have a complete vision that I'm just seeking out, like with Super Bad, I wanted a 454 big block mad monster engine, up in that truck, and that was the vision, and that's the way it came out. So I just say, build from your heart. Don't get discouraged. Walk away from the bench. Take time out. And when you are at the bench, only build what's in your heart and on your mind, so everything stays fresh. And look through the channels. We have so many amazing builders here. Look through the channels and get inspiration from these guys, because it's here. And build on, brothers. And rock that styrene, man.